Yeah, everywhere we turned, our water situations. There's a group of us that just returned from Standing Rock, which has been our focal point recently. There's been this standoff there since April. Water protectors, people protecting the water on behalf of millions of people, on behalf of everybody on Mother Earth. These people are standing strong. We have a few people here that have experienced camp out there, and I guess we will have some people come and tell you some more of their experiences. But keep your eyes and ears open. It's a desperate situation there, and they need our help very badly. They need our support. And as we know, the water situation is everywhere. Look where we are, a stone's throw from this toxic pit of industrial waste right here, almost a stone's throw from us. This body of water that bears our name right in our homeland, Onondaga Nation. So think about that. It's everywhere around us, this pollution. We need to all be aware. We all need to be responsible. It's all up to every one of us to be aware of everything and do something about it. So our speaker will be Jeanne Corwin. Where is he? Who has will tell of his experience at Standing Rock.
I'm live.
Well, actually, I have Joe here. Well, he'll speak next. Our speaker will be Joe Heath, the General Counsel for Onondaga Nation for probably about too long, 45, 50 years. We've known Joe. He's a personal friend. And he just returned from there working with the legal defense team, which has been very, very busy.
Joe! I wish you could see how powerful this looks from up here. So I want to thank the leaders, the planners, the chiefs, and the faithkeepers of Onondaga for organizing this and for asking me to speak. And I want to thank all of you for coming here. I returned about 10 days ago from a week at Standing Rock. And my first morning in the legal tent there was the military assault of October 27th. And it's one of the most shameful encounters that I've ever witnessed in 45 years of doing this kind of work. And the only way to describe what I saw that morning, and then I interviewed people for days afterwards, it was a war zone. There's no other way to describe it. If you've seen the pictures, you know what I'm talking about. And I'll get back to the details of that in a little bit. But it was a military assault on peaceful, disciplined, prayerful people. Prayer circles of elders protected by their other protectors. This is just the latest battle in the U.S. Indian Wars. It's on the same ground that Custer and the 7th Cavalry attacked the Lakota people 140 years ago. Because when Indians are in the way, we just forcibly remove them. When I was out there, one of the Onondaga clan mothers texted me, is this 1816 or 2016? And what I observed close hand was that North Dakota has become a banana republic. Really an oil republic. The governor has borrowed $10 million for this law enforcement effort only to benefit this fossil fuel company that wants to build this horrendous pipeline. One thing that we need to keep very much in our minds when we think of what's going on out there and also out here on Onondaga Lake is the importance of treaties. Because that attack on the treaty camp was on treaty land. Land protected and promised to the Lakota people in the 1851 Treaty of Fort Laramie. So this is just another broken treaty, another broken promise. And we all know that this is a moral and a human rights issue. And we need to understand that to the Lakota people and the Standing Rock Nation, the Missouri River is a living relative. And they have to continue their duty to be stewards, indigenous stewards, as they have been for centuries. They have ceremonies to show their thanks in relationship with the river. It is the lifeblood of their people and their drinking water. Water is very different out there. I was standing on my porch a couple nights after I got back, and it was a nice gentle rain, and we have a lot of lakes and rivers. Only one source of water there. That's the Missouri River. And so the Lakota people are fighting also to protect their ancestors' graves and sacred sites. In fact, as soon as they cleared the camp and started to bulldoze the path for the pipeline, they dug up sacred sites and cultural patrimony. So the military assault, some of the details. I only got about 100 yards away from the confrontation, but we viewed videos and still photographs, and I interviewed or listened to interviews of dozens of people. 141 people were arrested that day, all charged with felonies. And so we have to go back and take care of that. There were law enforcement agents from 7 different states, armored personnel carriers, Humvees, a helicopter going overhead, snipers on the hill, helmets with face masks, rubber bullets, body armor, pepper spray and canisters the size of fire extinguishers. I urge you to look at the pictures online and to remember them and to remember what a duty we have to support these people. Stun grenades, tasers, all of these used at very, very close range. I saw people bruised from rubber bullets, clubs, batons, noise cannons. That army surrounded the peaceful prayer camp that had moved on the path of the pipeline and then closed the circle and attacked them and arrested dozens there, and then swept down the state highway and arrested dozens more. They caused a lot of injury. They destroyed sacred and cultural items, threw them in a dumpster. And it didn't get any better after the arrest. They put numbers on people's arms, like concentration camps. They strip searched them. They herded them into chain link cages. They didn't have enough cells, and they knew they were going to arrest hundreds of people, and so they set up these cages in the basement of the sheriff's department on a concrete floor, no windows, no facilities, and crammed the people into them for hours. Most of the people weren't released for 2 or 3 days. They would only do this to Indians. They didn't do it to the Bundys when they had an armed confrontation and took over federal land.
That's right.
And as bad as tension gets in urban situations where we see the over-militarized police, they don't act this badly towards the people.
And turnout and everything?
And this is a shameful encounter that I saw and helped
Over here
document.
somewhere.
And for those of us who are not indigenous, it's being done in our name because we're half of those treaties. And I know we all feel pretty down after this election. But events like this, where we get together and reaffirm the power of the people, this is what will carry us forward. We have to stay together. Because our jobs as protector of Mother Earth and the water just got an awful lot harder. And so we have to work harder. That's what we have to do. We cannot let this maniac get us down. We can't give in to the forces of racism and hatred. I know you all know that. But it's events like this that pick us up and push us forward. So thank you again for coming.
Where is he? Where's the other speaker?
Not at this moment. Let's finish our program. Everybody's pretty cold and tired and...
We have an email from Mr. Heath to the Lawyers Guild asking for lawyers to not represent some other individuals that were attacked by the state police. And I'd like to know...
Well, let's discuss that later. Our next speaker is Corwin, who is the media specialist for the Seneca Nation at Allegheny. If you tell us about his experience.
Yeah, I and a team member of mine from the Seneca Media and Communications Center, we got to Standing Rock Monday, so that would have been like the 24th, I think. And, you know, I don't think I've ever seen such a strong contrast between things ever in my life, because when you're in camp and you're around all the nations and all the people from around the world, Hawaiians, Maoris, people of every nationality, every walk of life, and there's so much energy and unity and cooperation, and people are cooking together and sharing meals together and sharing songs and dance together, and you know, delivering solar panel trucks and having big press conferences with Bruce Banner, you know, Mark Ruffalo, the sacred white Ruffalo, they've been jokingly calling him up there, you know, and then Jesse Jackson showing up, and you know, and there's all this energy around, and then you see in the distance, you see the militarized police force, and you see all day, all night, helicopters, planes, infrared drones flying all night long. And then, so, you know, Joe spoke to what happened on the 27th. We were right there at the front lines. I had flashbangs and rubber bullets going off, and almost getting hit by tear gas, and, you know, they were hitting us with sonic cannons and stuff, but thankfully people had given out earplugs. We were doing interviews with grandmas on the front line, people from Standing Rock. You know, that's the thing that is important, because the mainstream media has been very delinquent in covering this, and it's been very much a grassroots Facebook, social media kind of thing that's been taking place, providing the frontline coverage. And we know that they try to characterize and paint people in a negative light. And so we wanted to make sure that those voices of expectant mothers that we met, of midwives in camp who are getting ready to deliver more children, because women are coming there because they want their children to be born there, and born in that spirit of culture and resistance and aliveness that's taking place there. So, you know, you can see the videos for yourself on Facebook or YouTube. It was pretty crazy, and, you know, we had to come back that Friday night, and as soon as I got back, I couldn't sleep. We came back to, you know, 3 deaths within the Seneca Nation from opioids that week, and an emergency community hearing about that matter, and I couldn't sleep, and the first thing I could think about doing was turning right around. And so I gathered up a friend of mine that's an acupuncturist trained in treating PTSD and trauma, Seneca lawyer, and a filmmaker, and we jumped in my truck and filled up with supplies and headed right back. And so just got back earlier this week, and again it was that striking contrast in camp of everyone working together. Thankfully the weather got warmer, allowed us to winterize, and this time around, instead of doing more media work primarily, I supported some of the other frontline media people there, putting in wood stoves and yurts and fixing chainsaws and stuff like that, which, you know, I'm just so proud of the young people that I see there. And that's something I've been saying over and over to people, is when you see the young people there and you see those kids riding around on their bikes in camps, and they're singing their Lakota and Dakota songs, or their songs from wherever they come from, and you see those high school pimply-faced teenagers on the front lines that are right there, that are saying, you know, no, Obama and Michelle, they came there to Standing Rock a couple years ago and told all these kids they could be whatever they want to be, and they're the future and all this. Well, this is that expression of that. And they're just so beautiful. When I see them, I say, we've already won. And so do not despair. We have already won. We just must stay steadfast in our love for life and our love for water. And so if you've been there, I'm thankful for your duties out there and your responsibilities that you did to the camp, what you've been doing from afar, raising money, raising donations. If you can go there, please go there. And I'll just end by saying, Mene Wachone!
We have another speaker. Once again, I would just like to remind you how important it is for us. It's our responsibility. Every human being on earth, it's our responsibility to each other, to the future, to stand strong and don't forget about the important issues that are happening and find out what you can do about it. We're all many different people. A lot of us don't even know each other, but we have that one thing in common. We have the responsibility to life, to this earth, to water. Let's not forget that.
Right here.
We have one more speaker, Brian Patterson.
Good words, Yahweh Scandal, greetings, greetings. Lift your fist in the air if you are a water protector. If you stand in solidarity and unity. Woo-hoo! I think I broke the mic a little bit. Anyway, it's good to see you. To the friends and neighbors of the Onondaga Nation, we bring you our best greetings. We are honored that you turned out and walked with us. This is an issue not just for indigenous peoples, but for all of humanity. This is an issue for our children's children. If we do not take action, our children's children will inherit our inaction. We have an opportunity here. There's a number I want you to know. Area code 202-246-1111. 246-1111. That is the White House. Call them directly. A call to action. You know, one time I heard it said that that Hitler from Germany came and toured our reservations, and he said America has created a good system. And then when I saw our own people with a number inked on their arm, it was totally heartbreaking to see that. I will not stand silent when our women go missing and murdered in this country. I will not stand silent as our water and our treaty lands are desecrated. We must stand in unity. It is a changing times for all of people. At the camp at Standing Rock, I sat with Ivan Lookenhorse as he greeted delegates from the Arctic Circle. He told me last week he had Guatemala in camp right now, is the head bodyguard for Prince Charles. So we are making moves forward. We are making progress forward, but we must not relent. We must not relent for one moment. Ivan Lookenhorse also told me those drills, the drill for under the water is inside of the camp. They are marching and harassing the camps every day. Every day. When it was those Bundys in Portland, Oregon, we woke up every day to see that on the world news. Every day we heard about those Bundys who with armed confrontation took over that federal land in Oregon. Where is this issue? At the height of the camp, there was 13,000 people in that camp standing in unity from all walks of life. I am so grateful to the friends of the Onondaga Nation who came to join in solidarity and support while I was on the ground in camp on my honeymoon. How was that? I spent a honeymoon there. And when I was on the ground, I saw the flags. I saw that Haudenosaunee flag, the Oneida flag, Cayuga, St. Regis Mohawk, the Senecas. We are there with over 200 of our other Indian nations throughout this country. We've stood in unity. We put in a call to President Obama to bring peace to Standing Rock. There is 18 million water users below that proposed pipeline. 18 million that will be affected by that pipeline downstream, beyond the treaty land of the great Sioux nations. That's a big number. But more importantly, they're irreparable. The great harm that we will do to Mother Earth in the heartland of our country. We need to think, people. We need to think about our actions and how we are to live on this Mother Earth. Thank you. It was good to walk with all of you. Good to talk with many of you. Aho! Arms in the air. You know, we're going to see you through our day of glad and going. Aho!
Thank you, thank you. Once again, I would like to thank you people and remind everybody that the most powerful thing that we have amongst all of us is prayer. That's the strength that we're feeling there in that Standing Rock camp, Standing Stone, whatever, is prayer from the very moment that you wake up in the morning, the last thing you do at night. We should all do this all together. Open our hands to each other. Share peace. To have peace on our minds. Think of prayer. And also I pray for the oppressors. I pray for the oppressors because they live with twisted minds and blackened hearts. They need that prayer just as much as we do. We hope that someday those people will find peace. I don't know if they ever will in the rest of their lives after they're doing all this to the people and being so violent and talking to the people and being sprayed and I cannot describe the feeling that came over me. And talking with the people about the desecration of the graves of their ancestors, their sacred spaces. And when you think about it yourself, every one of us think about that. What would happen if the grave of everybody's grandmother was completely disregarded, desecrated, and plowed over for the sake of somebody's greed? It's a very heavy thing to think about. Let's think about it all the time. Let's pray for those people, pray for the oppressors, just as much as we do the people that are protecting the water.
We have one more speaker, Tekarontake from Onondaga.
Sego se wa kweko, wa kwanu wara to na kweko, yo tsununya ne onwa wa jadoro ke ne gato, ne nande se wa swaneta, ne na hoda kweko se the way out to doctor. I would like to thank you all for coming out today and to start to take our responsibility. That is all of us, our responsibility. It is admirable that the people at Standing Rock have decided to bring this issue to the surface for all of us. Yes. It is not just about the people at Standing Rock or the people down the river. It is about all of us taking responsibility. This is not just targeting the native people. It is targeting all people. But more importantly, it is attacking all of the life that creation has provided to all. All life has a right, a birthright. And this is what we must protect. It is good to remember our ancestors. But more importantly, it is our responsibility to look out for the ones who cannot defend themselves. It is our children. It is our grandchildren. We have a responsibility to the animal world, to the bird life, to the fish life, to the insect life, to vegetation, to everything. We are the ones who have that responsibility. We always say we are the caretakers of the land, to protect our mother. As men, we have a responsibility like that sun to shine, to bring warmth and protection to all life, our people, our mother, our sisters, our grandmothers, and our daughters, our granddaughters. We have a responsibility to them. We have to do it. We have to look at the fact that there is not only one pipeline, there's not only one form of pollution.
That's right.
There are railroads that go through our territories. There are highways that go through our territories. There are aircraft. There's everything all around us transporting that oil, toxic waste, and other dangerous products right to our homes. Only a couple of years ago, up in Quebec, there was a train that derailed, and 50 or 60 people were killed. About a third of that community was wiped off the face of the earth. This happens every day in our territories. Railroads going through our territories, carrying this bulk fuel in containers that are not even adequately made to transport this stuff. It's on the highways. It's on the ships. It's all over. If we're going to take the actions necessary to stop and protect the future generations, we cannot only look at the tip of our Mother Earth's finger. We must look at the whole body of our mother and protect our whole mother, because all of our mother is being attacked. All of our mother is constantly being raped. And we stand and we look at this and we say, it has to stop. We can't ask the politicians. They're all in bed. They're owned by the corporate people. It is the people, the grassroots people. It is your children. You think Trump or the Clintons or Obama cares about your children? No. What did Obama say? Let's wait it out and see what happens. He knows what's going to happen. They're going to force that pipeline through. And anybody who stands in their way, they're already waving guns at the people. They're already waving guns. And we need to seriously think about this. What are we going to do? We, the people. I have grandchildren. I have children. I'm going to have great-grandchildren. What is the legacy I am going to leave? Will I leave clean water to my children? I remember when I was a boy, I could go to the river and drink that water. Today I have to go to a dépanneur and buy a bottle for $1.
Yeah.
How long from now you're going to be paying $100 for a bottle of water? Don't think it's not real. That's real. Look at how hard people have to work today. Men and women together have to go out there and work to earn a living. They can't be home to be mothers and fathers. They can't be home to be grandmothers and grandfathers. It's got to stop someplace. It's got to stop with some generation. And I believe that this is the generation. And I thank you for listening. Yawakoa.
Thank you so much. I also wanted to tell you that they have a few shirts for sale over here someplace that will go to the Legal Defense Fund for if anybody's interested. Oh, I don't know. You gotta ask them. Okay, we have a song with Colleen Catal.
All right, I'm gonna teach you this chorus, okay?
Okay.
And then the theme is unfinished, and like our work here, so. But it's an easy chorus, and you keep it going at the end, all right? And all through. Okay, so it goes. And Joe's gonna bring the beats. Joe Driscoll. That goes like this. I stand with Standing Rock. That's it, right? I stand with Standing Rock. I stand with Standing Rock. And I won't back down until the pipeline stopped. And I won't back down until the pipeline stopped. Now sing it. I stand with Standing Rock. I stand with Standing Rock. I stand with Standing Rock. And I won't back down until the pipeline stopped. And I won't back down until the pipeline stops. I honor the sacred ground upon which no pipeline shall be laid down. I sing for clean water and air. I bring gifts I've been given to share. I stand with Standing Rock. Oh, sing it. I stand with Standing Rock. Oh, sing it. I stand with Standing Rock. And I won't back down until the pipeline stops. And I won't back down until the pipeline stops. Oh, we defend native sovereignty. Say no to the doctrine of discovery.